realize, like, do you not see what's happening? Georgia's literally about to pass a bill, or they already passed the bill, where as soon as a fetus has a heartbeat and it's detected, you can't get an abortion. Do you not realize that the earliest you can detect a pregnancy is at 4 to 6 weeks, I believe?
I gotta say, a good indication that you might want to stay on top of the "am I pregnant" question is that old boy dropped off in your guts. Like the moment that happened, you might wanna you might wanna go and get a couple of just that the morning after pill or any of the other retroactive contraceptives out there that just to make sure, just to be cool, because there are so many choices that are made before you wind up in a clinic, that it really seems as if you're not particularly being as responsible as you claim you are.
The heart starts beating by week 3. I haven't looked up the facts, but the heartbeat can be detected way earlier than you guys are realizing. Like,
that's the thing. An entire pregnancy can be detected way earlier than you realize, and when you're letting dudes blow that load. I'm just saying. Like, am I wrong here? One of the things that a lot of people are concerned about with Trump getting his Supreme Court pick is a conservative heavy Supreme Court, because they're like, oh well, they're going to repeal Roe versus Wade. And first and foremost, that's not going to happen. Okay. Once again, the government is pretty iffy on, saying how they change these things. And I sincerely doubt that Roe versus Wade happens. But even if it does, guess what? It doesn't repeal, abortion. What it does is it returns it back to a states' rights issue. And yes, there are states like Indiana where, no, we're not really interested. But then you got your Virginias where they'll let the baby be born and then do the whole gladiator thumbs up, thumbs down with the mom situation. So real talk, one of the biggest points of this channel, guys, is that men and women, we're not the same thing. We don't have the same brains and we don't see things the same way. And living under that guise or coming up with those beliefs, it's no wonder us as men, we tend to get our heart broken as often as we do, because we're sitting there thinking, hey, this makes sense to me because, logic. When she's sitting there thinking, oh, this makes sense to me because emotion. And there's a fine balance that, both of us contribute to that in order to make a peaceful and harmonious society. But, since sex lib, it's been really I'll put it to you guys like this. I know people on this planet right now that exist simply because their mother had gotten so many abortions, they were scared that they would become infertile. So they went and, had the kid. Great origin story, am I right? With the father barely involved. In one of the cases, the father's definitely involved. But in many of these cases, no, not even. In many cases, a wrong father has been identified, and I understand. I get the argument of forced entry and family diddling, but if you ask me, if you say, "Hey Jay, that whole thing with the not wanting to be infertile," well, that's anecdotal. So is forced entry and family diddling.
I don't think you guys are realizing how big of a fucking deal this is, and how terrifying this is for women around the world. You guys don't.
Well, wouldn't it technically just be women in Georgia? I'm just saying. She's like, oh my goodness, this is terrifying for women around the world. But I want to show you guys something real quick. I really, really like this idea. Meet the person responsible for your choices, grades, success, words, actions, and there's a little mirror on, Like when they sit there and say, "Oh, well, the government doesn't need to be in my body. My body, my choice." Very, very true. So, look at the very first one. I will actually circle it. The choices one, okay? Like you have choices to make. We all do, men and women. And the guys that, like we're the same and those choices will have like equal outcomes for both of us is bullshit. It really is.
Realize that like my body anatomy is being taken from me if I don't.
How when you make all the choices that lead up to having to even enter a abortion clinic, right? How is, like, you had every choice before that one and you still have choices after it, right? Like, you like, oh man, like I let him stick it in raw a couple of times. Pre-cum is a thing. So morning after pill, by all means, stay on top of it, pee on the stick. This isn't hard. This really isn't the overly emotional roller coaster that she's taking it on. But, ladies, y'all do have a bit of a hive mind now, don't you?
Want a fucking child in me. I should not have to have that fucking child in me.
Then don't take raw meat. What is... Okay. Am I being frank here? Like, what? Like, once again, you can always say no to the penis. It's more than fine. I mean, I assume she's heteronormative, because if she were, alphabetical, this wouldn't even be a problem now, would it?
And this should not be up for debate. This shouldn't be something that legislators in a House seat that don't even have a womb or ovaries should be able to decide.
But here's the thing, and I'm gonna repeat it for those in the back. You choose. You're the one. Guys, I've been with so many women, and I gotta say, 9 times out of 10, rubbers are optional, okay? Like, you get a nice and you get a nice little torrential pouring going on down there. She don't care. She want it without the rubber. Now, me personally, every time. Unless I'm in a long-term relationship with you, yeah, I'm strapped the hell up. Because I don't particularly really know if I want to stick around with you for the next 18 years of life. So I definitely protect myself in these scenarios. And let's not forget the whole STD thing. I'm on a 39-year STD free streak, and you know what, your boy is going home with the gold on that. But sweetheart, like, this is completely unnecessary. And I always sit there and say women need a sense stick. The deal is that, we've, like, women, ladies, you've been raised to believe you can screw like dudes and the outcomes are going to be just as great as they would for a guy. And in reality, no. So that sense stick that would usually calm you on down and everything and give you those babies, and you're dealing with a guy that, you want to have and build a life with. You've been given free reign to make these choices. And the deal is that before there's an abortion clinic, there are a million other choices that you have to make. And fingers crossed that you make the right ones. But that's not particularly what we've been encouraging our women to do in the West.
We have to fix this, guys. This is a really big deal. And I don't understand why we're not talking about it.
Well, we are talking about it, sweetie. We just got finished talking about it, and we're also going to talk about those eyebrows. Like, seriously, darling. Like, either have them thin or have them bushy. But this little both deal that you got going on, yeah, it's really not the wave. I mean, yeah, but past that, I'm pretty sure when she's not being all her. I'm pretty sure she's rather strokeable. I mean, let's be real, light skin, kind of like got the kink hair going. I'm pretty sure, like, right after shower, the baby girl be smelling good and everything else like that. But sweetie, you need to, like, it's one dude. Like you have to like you have to make sure that you put yourself in the best position to hold. Oh wait, if you do end up pregnant, you're actually it's a joyful thing and not, as you're deeming it, a death sentence, man. So this came out around the time of the Georgia heartbeat bill situation, but I felt it was there was a lot of meat on the bone to talk about, not just abortion, but the differences between the male mind, logic, and female mind, emotions, and just keep hammering that nail on in. So with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, so also like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub. If you enjoy my fantastic voice, I get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and Bitchute and like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Yeah, this is probably as good as it's gonna get. But yeah, sweetheart, like you have choices to make, and you're supposed to be responsible with those choices, and it's actually fantastic. As someone who's been slaying since he was 14, it's been pretty fantastic. That has always been an option, but when it comes to what's left and what's there to really build families with, that's it. Like slim pickings, bro, slim pickings. But you may disagree, and that's your right. That's what my comment section's for. And until the next one.